Hello everyone, welcome to the third session on an ongoing series designed to help you sharpen your fine financial edge. My name is Jan Zavala and today we will explore essential financial concepts and performance metrics that will give you a deeper insight into your farm profitability. Whether you are looking to improve decision making or secure long-term success, understanding these concepts will help you to make informed decisions that can positively impact your business. If you miss our first and second webinars, don't worry. You can click on the link below to catch up on record keeping and enterprise budget, two important building blocks for today's session. Let's dive in and get started. What are performance indicators? Financial performance indicators are crucial metrics that measure a farm profitability, efficiency, and financial health. They help you assess how well your farm generates income relative to expenses, utilize resources effectively, and maintains overall stability. Understanding these indicators enables you to identify improvement areas and make informed decisions for your farm success. To effectively evaluate farm performance, focus on financial metrics such as sensitivity analysis, break-even analysis, return on investment, and marginal benefit cost ratio. These metrics provide valuable insights into how changes in variables affect profitability. Also, help determine the minimum output needed to cover costs, assess the effectiveness of investment, and evaluate the additional benefit gained from specific expenditures. To develop effective financial performance indicators, you need accurate data on gross sales, which includes yield and price, total cost, and net profit. Let's begin with our first metric, sensitivity analysis. This metric shows how changes in key factors such as cut prices, yield, and production costs impact your farm profitability. By analyzing different scenarios, you can access how sensitive your net profit is to these variables. I will illustrate these concepts with a real case study example later in the presentation. The following metric is break-even analysis. This one determines the point at which your farm equals your total cost, meaning no profit or loss. We will compute a break-even for both yield and price, which are essential for understanding the minimum production level and price strategies needed to maintain profitability. Stay tuned for a real case study example later on. Following return on investment, these indicators measure how much net profit you generate for every dollar invested in your farm, providing a straightforward way to evaluate the success of investment, such as pest control or new equipment. A higher return on investment indicates greater net profit for your expenditures. I will provide a real case study example to further clarify this concept later in the presentation. Last but not least, let's examine marginal benefit cost ratio. This metric compares the additional benefits you gain from a specific decision to the extra costs incurred. In simple terms, it helps you assess whether an investment is worthwhile. If the marginal benefit cost ratio is above 1, it indicates that the benefit you receive from the investment outweigh the cost. This is a positive sign and suggests that the decision could be a good investment for your farm. Conversely, if the ratio is below 1, it implies that the costs exceed the benefit. In other words, signaling that you might want to reconsider that investment. By utilizing the marginal benefit cost ratio, you can make more informed choices about where to invest your resources, ensuring that you focus on opportunities that will yield greater return and enhance the overall profitability of your farm. Also, understanding this ratio is essential for effective financial decision making in your farm operation. This ratio is important to understand for our next webinars, We will use this later on the other webinars. Understanding these concepts are crucial for effective decision making, managing risk, assessing resources, and lately, improving profitability. Mastering these financial tools empowers you to make informed choices that will enhance your farm success. For example, you can assess whether adopting a new technology will provide enough cost saving and yield improvement to justify the investment. This knowledge helps you manage risk effectively, optimize resources allocation, and strategically access funding to other programs. Finally, it leads to improved profitability and long-term sustainability for your farm. Okay, from now on, we will explore a real case study from an 8-acre farm cultivating over 40 vegetables varieties under organic practices with high tunnels production. Located in central Indiana, this farm planted 860 square foot of spinach from the variety Auroch from Johnny Select Seeds in winter of 2024 under high tunnels. The farm utilized direct-to-consumer channels such as community-supported agriculture and farmers market as its primary sales channel. This example will illustrate the financial concepts we have discussed and how they apply in a practical farming context. As we know, the required information to develop financial indicators are gross sales, total cost, and net profit. To get the gross sales, we have the selling price for spinach is $13.60 per pound as an average, with a total yield of 310 pounds of spinach. This results in a gross sale of $4,216. The total cost incurred in around $2,500, leading to a net profit of close to $1,700. This financial snapshot highlights the profitability of growing spinach on the farm and provides a solid foundation for our analysis of performance metrics. Well, sensitivity analysis helps show how changes in price and yield affect your farm net profit. For example, with a baseline of yield in 3,010 pounds of spinach and a selling price of $13.60, this farm profit will be close to $1,700. Now, to understand that what happens in different scenarios, we looked at two extreme scenarios. In a pessimistic scenario where both price and yield drop by 30%, the farm will lose $485. On the other hand, in a pessimistic scenario where price and yield go up by 30%, this farm net profit jumps to around $2,700. This shows how even a small change in price or yield can make a big difference to your bottom line. So it's important to know these numbers, how affect your farm profitability. For break-even analysis, we look at two key points: break-even yield and break-even price. First, the break-even yield shows the amount of spinach you need to produce just to cover your cost, meaning you are not making a profit, but you are not losing money either. Under normal conditions, this farm needs to produce around 190 pounds to cover costs. If we go back to the data of this farm is producing more than 360 pounds of spinach, meaning that they are producing above the break-even. Now, let's consider two scenarios. In a pessimistic situation where price drop and costs go up by 30%, the farm would need to produce nearly double of the amount of spinach to break even. On the flip side, in an optimistic scenario where price rises and cost decreases by 30%, the farm will only need to produce around 100 pounds of spinach to cover its costs. This financial analysis underscores the critical importance of price and cost management in maintaining profitability, as small changes in this variable can significantly affect the yield needed to achieve financial sustainability. For the break-even price analysis, This one reveals what is the minimum price that you need to sell the pound of spinach to cover costs. Under current conditions of this farm, they need to sell the pound of spinach in around $8.23. If we go back to the data, this farm is selling the pound in an average price of $13.60, meaning that they are doing great also with the price. In a pessimistic scenario, they need to sell their pound of spinach in more than $15, which is even more than the current price they have. However, in the optimistic scenario, they need to sell the pound of spinach in a little more of $4. This analysis emphasizes the significance of effective price and cost management in sustaining profitability. The return on investment for a spinach farm is calculated by dividing the net profit of around $1,700 by the total cost of around $2,500, yielding a return on investment of 65%. This indicates that for every dollar invested, the farm generates approximately 65 cents in profits for the spinach business, highlighting a strong financial performance and the effectiveness of the investment strategy. We appreciate your participation in our today's webinar. Your feedback is important to us. Please scan the QR code to complete a quick survey, which will help us to improve our upcoming webinars. Also, if you like to dive deeper, click on the link on your screen to watch our next webinar. Stay connected and continue exploring more valuable insight. Thank you, and we look forward to seeing you in our future sessions.